Hey guys, what's going on? If you're new here and you like home arcade or Arcade1up, hit like, hit subscribe, because we have a lot of content on this channel about that. Today we're going to be talking about the new Dragon's Lair cabinet that was announced by Arcade1up. This thing is really cool, and I'll give you a reason why I really like it. It's because the look and feel is so close to the Dragon's Lair cabinet. Like, if you're a big fan of Dragon's Lair or Space Ace, like, this is the cabinet for you because, you know, you're a really big fan and you're going to want to get one that looks a lot like it. And what's cool is Arcade is a company that released a Dragon's Lair cabinet previously. They're kind of new in the industry, and, you know, Arcade1up has been around a little bit longer. They kind of have a different model. So you go to Arcade, you can buy a cabinet that somewhat looks like the Dragon's Lair, or you can go with some other designs. And those are games that you can download. Basically, they sell these games a la carte. Dragon's Lair comes free with the cabinet, but the cabinet is pretty expensive. So there's some upsides and downsides to both Arcade and Arcade1up. But today we're going to be talking about the Arcade1up model, and what they went with is we're going to give you the 3 games in a dedicated cabinet, and we're going to try really hard to make it look like the original cabinet. And there's a lot of technical differences with this one and other cabinets that Arcade1up has ever come out with. So the original Dragon's Lair had a second screen. And so they're trying to come up with ways, an inexpensive way for Arcade1up to release a cabinet to the community, and then you can do additional modding to it. I think this is a really cool deal. Now, I don't know all of the details. What I'm trying to say is I'm not confident on all of the details will come to fruition. So here is some of the ideas that they've talked about. And again, like, I think some of it's still subject to change, but here's the idea. You get the Dragon's Lair cabinet, and then you can pair your Arcade1up to your phone. So we know that this is going to have leaderboard features. You can connect it to Wi-Fi, things like that. But what about the idea where your phone itself can be mounted at the front of the cabinet, and you can connect to it, and that becomes your second screen? I think this is a really clever idea from Arcade1up. And in fact, if I'm the type of person that owns a cell phone, but I actually have older cell phones that I still have. I kind of use them as like little iPod touches. And this is something that I could take one of those older phones and just kind of make it a permanent part of a cabinet if they ended up making it integrated with the cabinet. So that is an option. Another idea that I really don't know if Arcade1up is going to do in the end, but maybe they will, is provide HDMI out on some of these newer cabinets. That is something that I've definitely been pushing Arcade1up to do. There's a couple reasons why it'd be really cool. One of the reasons I wanted to talk about, I've been playing around with these little HDMI consoles that Arcade1up came out with, and they have HDMI. And I took a look at the inside, the chipset that's on here. It's a lot of the same hardware that's actually in their cabinet. So I asked them, like, why don't you just add HDMI? Like, the chipset you're using supports HDMI out already, and LVDS, which is the technology to connect to a monitor. And those chipsets typically support either or output, and sometimes you can do a mirroring. So have your engineers see if you can do an HDMI output either as a second screen or simultaneous, and that could give some advantage to some of these cabinets. And so the idea of doing that on a Dragon's Lair, that's a really cool idea because they're taking advantage of the hardware capabilities and providing something special to the community. So let me know down in the comments, are you a Dragon's Lair fan? I know they've been teasing about doing a Dragon's Lair for a while, and now they finally did it. Is this something that you plan on picking up and enjoying? Now, if you like this content and this discussion, comment down below and let me know what you think about it. But also, we got a playlist about the CES 2020 reveals. You can check that out. But also, there's tons of content that you can get from 1UP Weekly. This is a podcast that Retro Ralph and I do every week. And recently, we did a video, a podcast with Arcade1up themselves, and they shared a lot of details about the new cabinets that came out. So check that out at the end of this video. Sit back and relax, and I hope you enjoy watching that. And let me know what you think. We'll see you guys on the next one. Take care.